Hello viewers and welcome to News TV. I am Makanaka Masenyama. Stories making the headlines. Suspected Zanu PF activist confronts Sikhala over MDC walkout. In the courts, former football player sues ZPC Kariba $50,000. In business, cash-in transactions grow 108%. In sports, ex-Zimbabwe player named Cricket Scotland chief executive. News in detail. MDC Deputy National Organizing Secretary Job Sikhala was on Thursday confronted by suspected Zanu PF activists over the walkout the main opposition staged on President Emmerson Mnangagwa, who was presenting his State of the Nation address on Tuesday. Sikhala was speaking at a discussion forum in Harare under the theme State of the Nation, Which Way Zimbabwe? The Zanu PF activist accused MDC of wasting taxpayers' money through walking out on parliamentary business. Sikhala fired back, saying walking out on President Emmerson Mnangagwa during his address is the opposition's strategy to counter dictatorship. The Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission and Zimbabwe Revenue Authority have signed a memorandum of understanding to harmonize their efforts towards combating widespread corruption in the country. The MOU is meant to specially fight tax and duty corruption and to provide a broad base for cooperation between the two institutions. By so doing, the two organizations intend to use their respective whistleblower facilities, lifestyle audits, and corruption risk assessment systems. Zimbabwe Commissioner General Faith Mazani said the enhanced Memorandum of Understanding signed will see the organizations share vital information in efforts to curb corruption in our country. Striking public hospital doctors have rejected a 60% allowance increment offer from government following the group's bipartite negotiation with its employer on Friday. The Zimbabwe Hospital Doctors Association, represented by its negotiating arm, Health Apex Council, turned down its employer's second offer this year to review their on-call allowances. The critical health staff embarked on a job action a month ago and has vowed not to return to work if their grievances were not addressed to their satisfaction. In an interview with NewZimbabwe.com, ZHDA spokesperson Dean Doro said the junior doctors want their salaries reviewed according to the prevailing interbank rate. The US dollar interbank sits at 1:15 RTGS dollars. In the courts, Zimbabwe Electricity Supply Authority-owned football club ZPC Kariba has been sued $50,000 by its player Drain Romani, who sustained leg injuries during a match. Romani issued summons against the football club, saying it went back on its responsibility to shoulder expenses towards his injuries. The former player says this was not fair considering that he got injured while playing for the Kariba-based team. Romani is not represented by a lawyer and did not state when he was injured and the time he spent in hospital. The soccer player wants the football club to pay the amount including interest as well as to settle legal fees. ZPC Kariba has not yet responded to the claim. In business, cash-in transactions grew by 108.1%, while cash-out transactions stood at 68% in the second quarter of 2019, a sector performance report released Friday by Postal and Telecommunications Regulatory Authority of Zimbabwe has said. Presenting the report's findings, Potra's Director General Gift Machengete said there has been significant shifts of cash-in, cash-out transactions amid the cash cartel's existence fears. The report reveals that cash-in transactions grew from $1.1 billion reported in the first quarter to $2.4 billion in the second quarter, registering a total increase of 108.1%. In comparison, cash out grew from $795 million to $1.3 billion, which is equivalent to a growth of 63%. Earlier this week, the central bank banned all cash back, cash out, cash-in facilities as part of efforts to eradicate the buying and selling of cash at higher premiums on the black market. We end with sports. Former Zimbabwean international cricketer Gus Mackay has been named as new chief executive of Cricket Scotland, taking over from Malcolm Cannon, who stepped down in July after 4 years in the role.